what we've been working on is, as STEM became a topic that more and more teachers are looking at, we started to think about what were some of the hurdles for teachers to really be able to be more involved in STEM. And we came down to three things. One of the things is cost, because there are a lot of great kits out there, and we were just looking at the We Do then. There are a lot of great tools in there out there, but they can cost a lot. So if you're going to do something that doesn't cost a lot, you need to know what some of your options are. Now, if you don't know what those options are, how on earth can you actually get started yourself? So knowing where to start is a very big tool and a very big issue. So if you don't know where to begin and you haven't got a lot of money, what on earth do you do? And how do you make it genuine? So it's not just a flash. It's not just something that sort of has a few bells and whistles that you can do and say, tick that box, okay, I've done a STEM lesson, that's it. But it actually is genuinely and authentically linked to the curriculum and really involves proper, decent learning for the children. So they're the three big things. And what we thought, we would create another online collaborative movement, and we'd call that movement WorldSTEM. And what the idea of WorldSTEM is, and this is, I'm really genuinely passionate about this, and I'm really genuinely excited. It's not an app, it's not a tool, it is crowdsourcing the collective of teachers, crowdsourcing great teachers and great thinking, and really being able to say to people, okay, let's hear what your very best STEM lessons are. Now, if we could call that to the whole world, and the reason I've come on TeachTechPlay tonight is that we are launching this month. We've been talking about it for a little while, but December this month, we are calling out to people of the world, teachers of the world, if you have a great STEM lesson, capture that on video. Tell us what you've done. Make the video about 1 minute, 2 minutes long, and then share it with WorldSTEM. We're going to categorize them all. We're going to put them all up on one place, share them via YouTube. We put them there. And then, do you know what? We have one base where if you're a teacher and you don't have a truckload of money to spend, you don't know where to start, but you want great quality lessons and you want to hear from teachers around the world who are doing great things, you can come, you can have a look, and you can make a difference to the children in your class. And that's what WorldSTEM is all about. And I just think it's a great way for us all to unite. Hopefully, even at worst case scenario, if we only get about 50 people or 100 people share a video, there's 50 or 100 great STEM resources that teachers around the world can share. And I just think that's magic. And I'm hoping to be able to make that happen.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Brett. I know when you first launched WorldSTEM at the start, it was just after the TeachTechPlay conference, and I was wondering who it was. And I think what you've got there is something that a lot of teachers are seeking, and I didn't really get what it was until now. And I think where you're going is building that community of sharing those ideas where everyone is involved. I think it's absolutely great, and I'm glad that we could be part of it in the launch of it.
No, thank you so much. And today's really special. We've done a slow burn to try and just get people's interest, a peak interest, but it's great to be able to get out now and really explain what it is. And like you say, I think the online community of educators are such positive people and like keen to be able to help and keen to be able to connect and keen to be able to share. And I think if we can utilize that collaboration, crowdsource those ideas, yeah, we might get 50 or 100 people, or hopefully maybe even more, but just think of the hundreds and hundreds of classes we can help and potentially thousands of children around the world.
Wow. Brett, what don't you do? How do you find time to do all of these amazing things?
Well, do you know what? I've got connections
you and
with
Santa.
I don't know if you mentioned before, so I've got this little time spell so I can travel around the world.
Look, it's so refreshing to hear an educator talk about open resources and sharing, and you know, because the sort of culture of it's my intellectual property and it's mine, it's like opening it and sharing and doing all these things is just so refreshing to hear, and especially because a lot of people are interested, they just don't know where to begin. So congrats, mate. Well done.
Ah, thank you. Well, you know what? don't need to congratulate just yet because we're just starting. Hopefully, we're going to call out for about 6 months. So we're going to run for about 6 months and try and gather as many as we can. Looking for a few partners as well, as many partners as possible, to be honest with you, because we just want to echo this around the globe and help as many teachers as we can.
Fantastic.
Brett, do you have a URL that we can check out or any place that we can go?
That's a very smart option. That's a very good question. So our website at the moment is worldstem.co. So WorldSTEM as one word, .co. On Twitter, we have WorldSTEM EDU. And that's sort of at the moment, our Twitter WorldSTEM EDU is what we're really sort of tweeting out and what we're really trying to use. And the website is just not 100% ready to launch full public. But what you can do is you can actually register for our online newsletter, and we'll be sharing updates. And as it builds, we'll have more and more to share.
Perfect.
Can I ask a question, Brett?
Of course you can.
How are you, first of all? You and me when we started. Brett, when teachers are uploading,
Yes.
is there a chance to meta tag it on the way? We're big on trying to get people to really link what they're doing explicitly to our curriculum. So one of the challenges you've got in Australia, each of the states, even though we've got a national curriculum, each state tends to respond to it differently. So even between states, the way people tag their work is going to be different. And you're talking international, so it'd be very cool if I don't know, the teacher who's putting it up there can tag it, and then when I download and reuse it in a different context, I can then put it up there and tag it again with the stuff that's my context.
That's a really cool idea. One of the things, like I said, one of the real challenges, one of those 3 challenges that we really want to focus in is how do we do a lesson that is not just a ticker box, not just a lesson that has a little bit of wow factor, but something that is deliberately, purposefully linked to curriculum and then purposefully linked to quality learning. So I think those generic concepts of good quality, deeper learning are common around the world. When I look at things like ISTE standards and things like that, there are so many parallels. But I hear exactly what you say. I think it's a great idea. And the first thing I'm going to do is talk to Rob McTaggart, he is the tech man. He's the grunt or the machine sort of behind the outfit. I'm here for my good looks, apparently.
That's what I was thinking when I met you. That's why you were here.
That's it, brother. But that's a really, really good idea, Robbie, and I really appreciate anything we can do to make it better is going to be fantastic.